Dope, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
Izuku listens as the big three of UA introduces themselves to his class. Mirio will tell them all that he wishes to fight them alone. The students head to the training room, where they look forward. Izuku thinks about it, and he's seen Mirio's face somewhere before, he just can't remember. As Mirio phases through the ground taking down all of his classmates, it then clicks with him. The other day when he was taking out the trash for the class, he saw a face in the wall, and that was Mirio. But he gets in a fighting stance, disregarding that. Alright, I'm ready. I've seen enough of your quirk to know how I can compete with you. I was hoping you'd say that. Mirio phases through the ground, but Izuku turns around where he would appear and kicks through him. Mirio goes to punch Izuku, but his fist then goes through the body of the boy's after image. You're fast. I could say the same about you. Izuku appears right in front of him, landing a punch on his side. This shocks everyone, as no one was able to hit Mirio but Izuku. I can tell what fighting style you're focusing on. It's boxing. Yeah, you're right. And you seem to be a martial artist. Let's see which one is superior. Izuku smiles, getting in a fighting stance, and Mirio rushes in, throwing a jab. Izuku blocks it and sends a kick his way once again, but his opponent ducks under, landing a gut shot to Izuku, who headbutts him. Not bad being able to take a hit like that and keep moving. It isn't easy. Yeah, but how about I show you what I can really do? Izuku turns Super Saiyan and blitzes Mirio. He lands several attacks, and he destroys the ground below them, but Mirio phases through it once again. Mirio and Izuku are almost tied in combat. Their strength isn't comparable, but because of his creativity, Mirio is able to easily keep up with him. Their battle is then stopped by Aizawa, who explains Mirio is the closest thing to the next number one, including the pros. The interest Izuku has, well, it peaks here, wondering how strong Mirio truly is in a real fight. Later on in the day, Izuku is called in the office of All Might, where he sits down with his mentor and Mirio. They talked about Sir Night-Eye, and at the end of it, if Izuku could be given an internship under him. Mirio says the two could work something out as they head there after school. Izuku would thank him as he begins walking away. And while they're walking, Izuku questions Mirio about Sir Night-Eye and what he's like now. Mirio explains everything he can before they make it to the building, where they head up to the floor that he's on. They walk in the door without knocking to see Sir Night-Eye tickling his assistant. What is he doing? Don't ask, just let him do it. Sir Night-Eye then turns to him, looking down at Izuku, asking if he could truly handle the burden of One for All. He won't have a normal hero lifestyle as long as he has that quirk. Izuku nods. I'm prepared to give it everything I've got until my death. Sir Night-Eye uses his quirk on Izuku to see the future, and it shocks him. Return tomorrow. We're going on patrol. He then sits back in his desk with Izuku leaving the room. Mirio would question him, and Sir Night-Eye begins to think. I've just seen a future where he captures the villain that we've been hunting. Wait, that means... Yes, precisely. Izuku will be the one to take down Overhaul. They go out on patrol the next day and split into pairs. As Izuku and Mirio are walking, they encounter a small girl who trips, running out of a dark alleyway. Izuku kneels down, catching her. Are you okay? She softly whispers, "Save me," to him, and Izuku stands up, staring down Overhaul. She's so clumsy. Tell the men thank you so we can head back already. Izuku leans back down towards her, so that only she could hear him. Pull my pant leg once if you want to go back with that man, and pull it twice if you need to be saved. The small girl nods, and Izuku stands up as she pulls his leg twice. He wastes no time flash stepping and appearing above Overhaul, who can't even compete with his speed, let alone block this attack. He then knocks him out with one kick, and Mirio jumps into action, defeating the goons behind Izuku. They call Sir Night-Eye and the police, but when they try to take Eri away, she hides behind Izuku, shouting she's not going anywhere with them. The young hero picks her up and places her on his back. It's okay. You can stay with me for a while. Overhaul is then taken into custody, and Sir Night-Eye thanks Izuku for his work, but they're not done yet. A couple days pass of each student from UA doing good on their internships, but somehow Overhaul broke out of jail, or where they were holding him, and he's out looking for Eri. Izuku took her to his own home and left her there with his mother. He knew she wouldn't mind, and is tightly guarded, so if anything were to happen, Izuku would get an alert on his phone. Soon, a meeting is called with the heroes where they found Overhaul's base, and they plan to finish off their job. All they need to do is find the quirk-based bullets and take down the villains inside. Since there was no rescue priority, this would be much easier. As they all get ready to head out, Izuku's phone goes off. He looks to everyone saying he'll meet them there. Eri and his mom are in danger. Izuku jumps from the window and bursted into flight. He arrives to see his destroyed buildings at his house and the guard robots broken. He finds his mother bleeding while protecting Eri from several Nomu. Damn you, Shigaraki. Suddenly, all the Nomu are being pushed back by a golden blur. Izuku stands in front of his mother and Eri and kneels to them. I'm sorry, Mom. This is all my fault. She tells her son not to worry and focus on the battle. He heals them with what little ki that he can spare them, as he does the same with Eri. I'm sorry for causing all of this. If I had stayed with him, this wouldn't have happened. Izuku stands up, being surrounded by 5 Nomu. Eri, I'll make you a promise. I'm going to win this fight and finally take down Overhaul, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. I put that on my Saiyan pride. The girl looks at Izuku and then notices his tail, as it's the same color as his hair. She begins to cry, nodding. Inko stares as he dodges each of their strikes. His martial arts training was paying off more and more with each battle. Izuku by this time has also mastered something else. Super Saiyan, as he's reached the level of grade 4. So you know what that means. He kicks one of them back, blasting it into dust, as then he's grabbed by the rest of them. He starts to be pummeled more and more, until sparks of electricity begin to surge around his body, as he uses 20% of One for All on top of his Super Saiyan form. None of the Nomu can even compete with the boy as he rips through each of them with just one punch, destroying their bodies. He flips back in front of Inko and Eri, holding out both of his hands, pulling them back behind himself. He thinks about all of his training with Master Roshi as a blue ball of ki begins to charge in his palms. He uses the Kamehameha wave to destroy the remaining Nomu and stands in victory. Not too shabby for my 3rd time combining the forms. It seems there's not even a Izuku coughs up blood from the strain of the forms. Damn it. It's still a lot harder to do than it sounds. Eri walks over to Izuku, hugging him while crying, but she also has a slight smile. And Izuku notices that he feels much better, as she was accidentally using her quirk on him, and it healed his internal injuries from the form. He thanks her and stands up, as he tells them that they're going to go somewhere else. He moves his mom and Eri to a safer location, as they're in a completely different city, and now he searches for Mirio's energy. He finds it once again and bursts it into Super Saiyan, flying away. He crashes down on Overhaul's base and catches the quirk nullifying bullet before it could even hit Mirio and crushes it in his hand. The 2 heroes now look at Overhaul, who asks them, "Where is Eri?" "Sorry, but I can't even tell you that. Just know I made a promise that I don't intend on breaking." Sir Night-Eye then bursts into the room as well, prepared to help them in the fight. As there's just no contest here with these 3 going all out, Overhaul is taken down before he could even use his quirk to its fullest potential. The rest of the villains in the hideout are also defeated by the pros and the students, which leads to their arrest. The police this time prepare a transfer for Overhaul to a maximized area where he won't be able to escape. During the transport, Shigaraki and the League of Villains appear and take the remaining bullets as well as the arms from Overhaul, so he can't use his quirk anymore. This arc is concluded with the heroes moving forward with a much clearer victory. The students then begin to prepare for their school festival, as each one of them has an idea of what their class should do, but ultimately, they just decide to perform a concert. Each of them shows off their musical talents with instruments and other things, and Izuku knows how to play the electric guitar here, so he's assigned to do that while Bakugo is still on the drums. Later in the day, while patrolling the school, he finds Gentle Criminal trying to make a video. Instantly, he knocks out the villain and his comrade, putting his partner in jail with him. Ever since that day, where his home was attacked and Eri and his mother were in danger, Izuku has been on edge and hasn't been holding back when fighting his foes, even if they are weaker than him. He blocks out his Saiyan lust for a constant battle and ends the fight much quicker than before. The rest of this arc plays out relatively the same, but I figured we could add something else for Izuku in the future. All Might calls Izuku into his office later that day and presents him with one more internship that the principal is allowing him to go on if he wishes to. Izuku agrees, saying, "Which hero is it?" All Might explains, "It's a rescue hero." Paibara then teleports into the room, introducing himself. "I've been watching you for quite some time, and I reached out to the school and All Might so that I could make contact with you." "Really? Thanks so much, but why me?" "Well, I do want to teach another Saiyan my techniques, of course. I believe since you are working to become number 1 and you are constantly fighting the Nomu, a trick or two won't be bad to have up your sleeve." Izuku nods, preparing himself for another training arc to get even closer to his dream of becoming the number 1 hero.